Welcome to our discussion about the Special Enrollment Exam, aka the Enrolled Agent Exam, and the review program that you can find here at MyCPE 1. My name is Jason Dinesen, and I'll be taking you through this discussion. So, who am I? I am an enrolled agent. That's my picture there. I really do look like that. I just happen to have the buzz cut now. I didn't in that picture. But I've been an enrolled agent since 2009, so I've been in your shoes. I remember taking the exam at Prometric. I have been practicing since then. At times, I've prepared 150 to 200 tax returns in a year. I've kind of given up my practice now and focus on teaching. So I teach the enrolled agent review here at my CPE 1. I also teach various continuing education courses here as well. And for a time, I was quite active in the Iowa Society of Enrolled Agents. I've since cycled off, but I was heavily involved with that, including society president for a number of years. So I come at this, with a lot of on the street or in the field experience that I bring to a lot of our discussions here. Now let's talk about some mistakes that EA candidates make in particular on the exam and how to avoid those mistakes. Number one, not reading every question carefully. I find that I'm guilty of this sometimes too. I work too fast when I'm going through review sessions with people taking the review course. And I'll look at a sample question and think I know the answer. And then I have the answer key, luckily. And it's like, oh, I was wrong. And it's because I read the question too quickly. You have to read the question carefully and make sure you really understand what it's asking. Because the people who write these questions, they're trying to throw you off with the wording. There's lots of gotcha wording on questions. Along those same lines, don't overthink the question. Read it carefully, but don't get hung up on hypotheticals or, what if, what about this, what about that? In fact, I've said that sometimes people will say things to me like, well, I don't have experience preparing tax returns. Does that put me at a disadvantage? Not necessarily. If you don't have experience preparing tax returns, you're not going to know necessarily what questions you would ask in the real world in a particular situation. And sometimes that can be difficult if you have experience with these things and you're given a fact pattern in the question. Your mind immediately wants to go to the real world where it's like, well, I would have to follow up by asking them this and this and this. And if this is true, then it might be that. You have to be able to clear all of that out of your mind and just roll with what the question presents to you, the scenario, the facts that are given in the question. Also, be careful that you're remembering what year you're dealing with. The exam is going to ask a lot of questions that ask, like, what is the standard deduction? Things like that, which changes every year. Make sure you know what year you're dealing with. Right now, we are on May 1st of 2025 through February 28th, 2026 exam cycle. This exam covers the law as of December 31st, 2024. Changes to the law after that date are not on the exam. So you need to know 2024 tax law for the exam. And if you're doing work in the real world, you're going to need to keep current on the changes in the real world while learning older law for the exam. Or if you've been doing this for a while, you'll need to retain the older law while learning new law too for your real world stuff. So I think that it's just important to make sure that you can keep things compartmentalized in your brain of what you need to know for the real world, which is ongoing things like 2025, 2026 law, and 2024 law. And if you don't get your three parts passed by February 28th of 2026, that's okay. But you're going to have to finish things up sometime after May 1st, 2026, when the exam kicks over to 2025 law. 2025, in a lot of ways, will be different from 2024 because we've had the one big, beautiful bill that was signed into law in 2025. So just make sure you're keeping your years straight. That brings us to the end. Thanks so much for joining us on MyCPE 1. I'm Jason Dinesen. Join us here on your enrolled agent exam journey. Have a great day.